Drills Talk, episode 127. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to set yourself up for success. This is based on a blog I wrote in the past entitled Give Yourself a Chance. Setting yourself up for success. It involves preparation, it involves a little diligence, it involves action. So if you don't have those three, it's going to be real hard to set yourself up for what it is you say you want. We say a lot of things. Talking is easy. Doing is the hard part. Doing is what gets you the stuff that you want. So we're going to dig in a little deeper and we're going to stop talking and we're going to start doing. Let's go.
Yo, Drills.
Created by the great wizard of the new world.
Drills Talk, episode 127. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to set yourself up for success. But before we get started, please like, subscribe, show your love however you would like to show your love. Here we're an entrepreneurship-based channel, very motivational. Every Monday we have a new blog. Every Wednesday a new Drills Talk. And I also will post inspirational and wellness videos every now and then. I hope you check those out too. Let's get started. Number one. Number one is to give yourself a chance. Giving yourself a chance means making it possible in your head, making it possible so you can actually take that first step and try. Giving yourself a chance has a lot to do with basically being honest with ourselves. Okay, are we ready for this step? If we're not ready, we should be preparing to get ready. If we state we want something and it sounds like it's years away, the best thing to do would be to start today. Otherwise, we're talking about it, and then we realize 5-10 years have passed, and who knows what we would have been if we would have started that last day we were talking about, or that day we were talking about it back then. We don't know, right? We've wasted 5 years, 10 years, some more than that. But I mean, the crowd that we're talking to right now is usually 5, 10, maybe max 15 years, right? What can we do in 15 years? A bunch, right? We could have made something of ourselves and decided to pivot and made something of ourselves in that realm also with some years to spare. So we need to give ourselves a chance. We need to be big on making plans and then chasing plans, as opposed to making plans, talking about them, discussing them, thinking about scenarios and not ever doing anything. You can actually learn on your journey while doing. It's the best way to do so. Let's not waste too much time talking and planning and talking, getting that good feeling, but then realizing days later that we didn't really do anything. You know, we just got that good feeling. That good feeling can be permanent if we actually start to do action. Number two. Number two is to be strict, but forgiving. Be strict with your time. Forgive yourself for slipping up. If you forgive yourself for slipping up, you won't be too hard on yourself. You won't get to the point of where you're ignoring when you slip up, because it's too hard on you. You know, you'll say, okay, well, I did slip up. I don't want to do that again. We will not do that again. You know, you're being strict with yourself, but forgiving. Because if you beat yourself up, you're probably going to do one or two things. One is that you just, curl up in a ball. Maybe I'm not as good. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe I should get another goal, right? Or you beat yourself up and then you believe that stuff. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to stop. There's no reason for me to continue, right? There's no reason for me to do it. Third possibility, you actually just ignore it now, right? Meaning that you can't really make improvements because you're ignoring the issues. So you're not going to beat yourself up. You're not going to talk yourself into you're not good enough, but you ignore the issue. So that's probably worse, because you do it, you see it, and you don't address it. You're not being strict enough, right? You're being too forgiving. You're forgetting everything. So there's a kind of balance between being strict with yourself and forgiving yourself for making mistakes. You're being strict because you know what it's going to take to get to where you want to get to. You're being forgiving because you know you're human and you're going to make some mistakes, right? Strict, but forgiving. Number three. Number three is to set aside time to reboot. The whole, tunnel vision thing, it sounds great, but it will burn you out. It will start to do more, things detrimental than helping. You know, we do tunnel vision because we don't want to focus on anything on the outside. But if we don't give ourselves time to reboot, we can burn out. You see very successful people who, you know, make content and then they disappear. It's because they're burnt out. It's very hard to continuously make this content, make stuff. And then you start getting a following and you're trying to make some more stuff. So, you know, people remember you and people will watch and it's tiring. You don't have any time to reboot. You need to make time to reboot. Think of if you are a content creator. If you want to take a break, utilize your old stuff and post that. It's new to a lot of people, right? And if you're posting the successful stuff, you know, even the people who've seen it before will probably enjoy it again, and you can get away with taking a week or two off, giving yourself that time to reboot, come back better than ever. They'll thank you for it. They'll say, okay, well, yeah, I mean, I thought I was seeing some old videos, but you're back now. And, you know, I'm glad you are. You know, you look refreshed, and I guess the time off was good. You know, that's what you want. You want some time to reboot. So if you are working, let's say you're in the corporate world, definitely don't have too much, you know, PTO rolling over. Use your PTO, use your time off, because that time off is going to get you, you know, the ability, or give you the ability to bounce back, to come back a lot stronger. That week off can probably buy you, you know, another 3, 4, 5 months without needing another week off. But trying to push through and stress through, you know, you're terrible and you're feeling bad. And, oh, I don't want to use my PTO because I only get, you know, 2 weeks, or I only get 3 weeks. And if I use it now, I can't use it later. But you're miserable. You haven't given yourself a chance to reboot. You're probably lacking at work and don't even know you're lacking, because you're giving everything you got. You're still at, you know, you're still giving 100%. You just don't have 100% to give anymore. You're giving 100% of your, you know, 50 that's left. And you feel, well, I'm working as hard as I can. I'm doing as much as I can. You're burnt out. You need time to reboot. Keep that in mind when you're trying to set yourself up for success. Number 4. Number 4 is failure is a part of trying. Embrace being a novice. We talked about being strict but forgiving. But we really don't understand, and we still fear and have, you know, doubts about failing. Okay, like, what do I do if I fail? What does such and such think when I fail? What happens when I fail? If I fail? You're gonna fail. It's part of trying, right? And we have to embrace that. It's part of success. Failing is part of success. You're trying to get somewhere, you don't get there. That's part of the journey. We have to be okay with that. You know, we have to know that this is part of it. How many journeys have you been on? First journey, success. It just doesn't happen. When you were trying to learn to walk, you took a step, you shake, you dropped, you got back up. That's part of the journey. Now, even as an adult, every now and then you lose your balance. You're like, what was that? You know, it happens, right? It's part of the journey. You may call yourself an expert walker, but you still trip. You still get off balance sometimes. Things happen, right? You're not perfect. But that's not an excuse, you know, to give yourself way too much leeway to like, okay, it doesn't matter what I do because I'm going to fail anyway. No, you don't go in trying to fail. You go in trying to succeed. And that makes your failure even stronger because you're trying and you come up short. So it's okay. I was really trying here. I did my best in these areas. How did I fail? And then you know what part the weakness is, or what part the shortcoming was, as opposed to knowing you're going to fail, giving a half-assed effort, 50, 60, 70%, and then you not really know, you know, what was lacking because you didn't give your all. You give your all, and then you can look and say, okay, well, I gave my all. What was I short on? What skill do I need to grasp? What do I need to do better? Because I felt that I gave my all. That's how you get better. That's how you embrace failure. And that's how you fail a lot less. And then you get to the point of feeling like an expert. But don't forget, just like you walk, every now and then you're going to stumble, and you're going to have to be okay with that because failure is a part of it. Drills Talk, episode 127. These are the top 4 ways to set yourself up for success. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's drills.com. Check this shit out. It's Drills.